Hey, my name is Agatha, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about another 6 library loans that I read in November. So that's these, and these are at this point the last ones that I've read. I'm going to try and see if I can read another one before they're due and then film a video of that, but I don't know if that'll happen. You'll find out, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I hope you don't mind me putting multiple books in a video because I don't have a lot to say about some of them, and I don't know, it's just easier for me this way at the moment. So the first book of today, and I will leave timestamps in the description down below, is The Ster van het Toneel, book 2 of The Vrolijke Avonturen van Tina Talent by Alice Pantermüller and Daniela Kohl. 2 German authors. In German this is called Ein Star im Himbeer-Sahne-Himmel, and the series is called Linni von Links, so the main character has been renamed. I have read a couple other books by these authors, such as books from this series from the library, and I saw this one and it seemed nice. It's book 2. It's again B, years 8 to 12, although I would say this is definitely more on the 8 side than on the 12 side. It has nice illustrations. It's contemporary fiction, and this book is about Tina, who wants to be an actress in this book. Her family, they're all very famous, and so she wants to be famous for something too. In book 1 she tries her hand at making poems. So a few bits in here do spoil some bits that happen in book 1. So if you don't want that, I recommend starting book 1. Obviously I didn't know that when I picked that up in the library, but it's alright. I don't mind too much. So in this book, Tina's school class is putting on a school play, Snow White and the 7 Aliens, and I'm translating this obviously. So it's like a modern version of Snow White, and some chapters start with a little poem that Tina has written. And you know, this was a nice read. It wasn't like amazing. You know, some of the things were predictable for me as an adult, but obviously it's not written for adults. There were some funny bits, and yeah, I enjoyed it. And it reads quite quickly as well, so yeah. Then the next 2 books are part of the same series. So we have Agatha Mistery, book 2, which is called The Parel van Bengalen. And we have book 3, Het Zwaard van de Schotse koning. These are both written by the pseudonym of Sir Stevenson, who is, at least according to the library, Pasqualotto. This is translated from Italian. There's also an illustrator called Stefano Turconi. And I hadn't heard of this series, but at least according to Goodreads, there are quite a lot of them. I only saw these 2 at the library, and I'm going to show you some of the illustrations. These were fun reads. They were kind of mystery books for kids, and I liked them. The mysteries, especially book 2, managed to surprise me. But between these 2 books there are a few repetitive elements. So basically, Agatha is our main character. She's 12 and she's helping her cousin Larry, who is 14, and he is a student at a detective school. And basically Agatha is helping him because Larry, I don't know what the right word for it is, but he is, yeah, sometimes dense and confused and not that smart for a 14-year-old. Agatha is very smart. She has a perfect memory and she can read really fast. So basically she is solving his cases, kind of thing, which sometimes seemed a bit like overpowered. But I mean, I enjoyed them while I read them, and I don't know, like, I'm an adult, so I don't know if kids mind those repetitive elements as much. I mean, I've read plenty of other kids book series where there is also repetitive elements. So you know, if you know that going into it and you're okay with it, then that's fine. But yeah, I enjoyed them. They were just nice, entertaining reads. I mean, they are written for kids, and it felt like they were not really written for 12-year-olds. It feels a bit younger than that, if that makes sense. I know the library calls them B, So that's 8 to 12, but it felt more like 8 to 10, if that makes sense. If I can make an estimate based on other library books that I've read with the same age category. They're Italian, so they reminded me a little bit of the Stilton books in layout and some things, although I think it's a different publisher, but yeah. Well, Bengalen actually, which publishes the Belgian Stilton books, some of them, I think. Or am I saying that wrong? Anyway, we're moving on to the next book. The next book, which is Pinocula, het schepsel uit mijn kast, book 3 by Obert Skye. In English, this is called, and this is originally written in English, Pinocula, the creature from my closet, book 3. And I hadn't heard of this series when I saw it at the library. It's again a book for ages 8 to 12, says the library. They're not always correct, but often they are. And this book has also nice illustrations. So the premise of this book is basically that our main character, Rob, has a closet, wardrobe, and sometimes this closet throws out creatures, hence the series title. Here on the back are the first 2 in the series. This is book 3, but you know, I was able to follow it just fine. They're kind of like separate stories, so yeah. And I thought this book was funny. I thought it was gonna, before I picked it up, I thought, is it gonna be a horror book? But it's not really. So basically, the creature that comes out of Rob's closet near the beginning of the book is Pinocula, which is like a creature that's half Pinocchio and half vampire. Because the name is like Pinocchio and Dracula. Well, maybe that was obvious already, I don't know. So, and I like that the book also referenced the original Dracula and Pinocchio books, because our main character is trying to help the creature, and so in order to do that, he tries to read the original books, but you know, that's, I guess, a bit later on. But yeah, there was nice illustrations, and I thought it was funny, and yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. The last 2 books are written by the same author, although they have a different illustrator. So there are these 2. So this one is book 1 in a new series. The series is called RASCAL, or, well, since it's capitals, I should really say RASCAL. And book 1 is called The Bengaalse Tijger. This is written by Embrechts and illustrated by Rocío del Moral. And then the other book is called Uitvinderzootje, book 3, Operatie Groen. This is written by Embrechts and illustrated by Erik Bouwens. And I'll just go in the order that I read them in, although RASCAL is newer. But yeah, I just fancy reading that one more for some reason. And also I thought it was interesting that the title of this mentions Bengala, which is also the same word that one of the Agatha mystery books mentioned. So I thought, well, that's an interesting connection. Let's start with this one. This is book 1 in a new series, as you can see. This book is about Dan. This author is Belgian, by the way, Embrechts. I've read more of his books. So I have read these Vampier-Zootje books. I don't know if that was before or after I started my YouTube channel though. So I don't know if I have any videos of it or not. I'm gonna say no, but I'm not sure. And then we have Uitvinderzootje book 8 and book 1 and book 2, which I have also read. I saw book 3 at the library, which I hadn't read, so I picked that up. And then this one, which I hadn't heard of, new series, which I also picked up. But yeah, I read this one first, so we're gonna talk about that one first. So this book is about Dan. He has to go to a expensive college for rich kids, Sint Dismas. He doesn't like the school, and then in his first year there, he's not at the school for long, or he starts getting badly bullied by Vince and Vince's friend group. And there's a girl in his class year. She also gets bullied by Vince and his friends. So Dan and Tess start to become friends. And well, there's a bit more on the back. Basically, they want to get back at the bullies, but on the back it says a bit more. I don't know if I would consider it too spoilery, But this is quite suspenseful, particularly like the second half of the book. And so I read it quite quickly because I wanted to know what was happening. So here are some illustrations. Let's see if we can have some more illustrations. It's mostly written from Dan's point of view, but in third person. Here is a bigger illustration. And yeah, this was very suspenseful, particularly later on in the book. And yeah, I really like this one. I'd be curious to see where it's going after this. This story does kind of finish up. So, but this book is quite new. I say that, but it says 2019, so I guess not like that new, but new when I, in comparison to the last time I went to the library was in 2019 somewhere. So yeah, maybe there's more out, I don't know, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And then we have Uit van de Zootje book 3, which is Operatie Groen or Operation Green. Is that? Yeah, I guess that would be how it's translated, Mission Green. As you can see on the cover. Now this series, and this is book 3, here are books 1 and 2. So this is book 1, and then we have book 2. It's been a while since I read those. Here are the main characters. So we have Nick, Sam's rabbit Snuffy, and we have Sam's father, who is Professor Mingus, and then we have Igor, who is the butler, and then we have the evil inventors and other villains, so to speak. There was some funniness in this book, but it felt... I didn't like it as much as the RASCAL book. Obviously it's a totally different... And it might not have helped that it's been some time since I read the other 2 books in the series. Because it seemed like some bits were a bit like similar or repetitive, but obviously since it's been a while I can't actually be sure if that is true or not. So it was still a fun read, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the RASCAL book. Yeah. That is all the library loans that I've read so far. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!